ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be back with you tonight, and I am going to sample for you from my three latest books. The first is called More For. Couldn't wait to say the word for. Listen to the rest of the title. Four beats, 4 lines, 4 stanzas, 304 word songs. Before that, you see, I had written High Five. The William Shakespeare beat is back. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. That's what Shakespeare wrote all the time. And I was bringing it back with a few hundred new poems. Here we have 304 new poems written in the 4 beat. I've written books of 6s and 7s. I have enjoyed different types of meters. I'm a rhythm explorer and a rhythm experimenter, and here we go with the first of our samples. I'm going to, appropriately enough, have chosen 4 samples for you from More For. I strolled. This is poem 18, and it's called Jeer. I strolled. My fiddle case I held. Strong taunts attacked my startled ear. Some thuggish, loutish fellows yelled, "Queer, queer! Hey, guy, you're queer, you're queer!" That Jewish fiddlers were and are regarded well since way back when appeared a piece of knowledge far from unrelenting scoffers' ken. Oh, multi-ethnic tonal world, you're such a blessing in our land of freedom. Let no scorn be hurled by those who cannot understand. Ignore them, said my father, wise. They nothing know but what they're told. Warm-hearted, we resist the cold. With David's art, we hail the skies. Poem 26. It's called Nose. It's interesting. I'm taking childhood memories. I have lots of happy ones, but these 4 that I've chosen are, mixed. And it's interesting that it struck me that they all converged on the theme of being a Jewish American. That's not the subject of the book. There are just about 24 subjects to the book, but certainly this is a theme I enjoy exploring, having been living through it. This is number 26, and it's called Nose, an episode from grade school. Of youthful bullying we've heard, and hope that kindness wins the day, and pray to keep the plague away that weaponizes thought and word. Some gravely wounding bullies, though, hostility don't plainly show. I think of Terry Carpenter, 4th grader, ego ravager. My given name he'd never use, and kindliness would so refuse. He called me Bidmouse, Bidrat, while he kept his friendly kidding style. Amusing game, you've been defaced. A mouse, a rat, your nose replaced, and gave you quite a rodent nose. Behold the role that Terry chose. Let's proceed immediately to a happier one. This is poem 103, Psalming. I'm just like King David. I'm happy when I get up in the morning. I'm a violinist. He played the lyre. Actually, kinnor meant a lyre in olden days, and it means a violin today. So here I am psalming. I bring together from the past what I would have forever last, a prelude for eternity. May wakeful mage have ways amassed our years in love and levity to paint through wealth of memory. So daily will by youth restored my friend and inspiration be. The rich are they who hear the Lord and spend in giving, never hoard. Creation days will imitate the cornucopias outpoured of one who is the only great. Creation days will imitate. The law of gravity can wait. The selfhood shackle off they cast. rest, who thoughtful, psalming, levitate. And now my last one, I call it Sheheḥyananu, which means who has kept us alive till now. Actually, the first stanza with the dates falling into the lap and a stream of water suddenly arising at the right hand is a memory of a miracle that happened to Virgin Mary in the Quran. But I appropriate it here in my Jewish context because I'm multicultural and I travel the globe in my head. There are no tariffs. You dates into my lap let fall, and water at my hand provide. When I arise, I find that all is fresher, while my lungs feel wide. For heaven waked will so agree between the realms of dream and stride, that I be lent the breath to see, who glad have in surrender sighed. I held the door, a tiny bird, winged into cloud height valiantly. The wind propelling it conferred a pressure on the door and me. In widened chest the current stirred our one impulsion, lifeward call, which heightened matter might averred with poetry, made wise in fall. Thank you. Now we will proceed to the next book and the next few samples. I've chosen a couple of them from a book called, can you see it? Asclepiadic Explorer. Asclepiadic Explorer is what it is, and the subtitle is 99 Poems and 4 Songs. I actually wrote 4 songs in the back, also in this ancient Greek meter called the Asclepiad, of which I explore 2 varieties. Here, the first one, let me give you, I'm going to do 2 of them, and the first one is in the 3rd Asclepiadic, and the next one is in the 4th Asclepiadic. They're very similar kinds of tunes, but the amazing thing is that although extinct today, not quite extinct today, I'm still alive. I turn 80 in April, and I hope to be around for a while thereafter as well. But what you have here is a meter, a rhythm, a recurrent rhythm pattern which is so song-like and so natural that they could be used for songs today. So I decided I'd put that into practice. Listen to the rhythm just as it sounds if I were to give you a rhythm scansion on the computer screen, which is how I learn my rhythms. 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5 and 6. 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5 and 6. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. People gather around, I'll an adventure tell, who a story have found, born in a heaven swell. Came a guardian spirit, sang a tune that will strength impel. Grecians gave it a name, called it Asclepiad. Summer's come, and in art blessing I'm rightly glad. Sweet Athena, you hear it? New-made grail for a Galahad. Wordsong rhythms a cup, giving the soul to drink, water fresh from the cool river at Eden's brink. Goblet shone, we are near it, wisdom given to hear and think. Let the mountain rejoice, aye, and the wind breath dance, high or low be the choice, each let the love enhance, which in storm, never fear it, as in sunlight will earth romance. I'll give you now the second melody, second poem in the book as it happens. And here's the rhythm again, which is extremely singable. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5 and 6. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5 and 6. It's amazing how complicated they are. They're easy to understand once you. I think I could teach a 3-year-old or even or 6-year-old at least, as in the Calvin and Hobbes comic strips. I could teach a very young child how to dance to this and even to hum and or count the meter very quickly. It isn't rocket science, but it's much more elaborate than most practitioners of recurrent patterns in verse used today. Summer day and the sun is high, feel the prime of the bright power the year could gain. Birds are chanting and so am I, rich the green of the trees after abundant rain. Lauds are filling my thankful heart, awed with puberty new, just as the German bard felt when making his grateful art. We, like Goethe, create, solar and golden starred. Home is cordially open-doored. Let's go out and observe things we may do this morn. Rick, my neighbor, his wooden-floored stairway planing, repairs planks by the winter worn. Warmth we're loving in mid-July gives the blood beat a surge, breathing in eager praise. Fine heliacal favor nigh lets the phrasing emerge, laud for the lengthened days. It's a fairly simple message that my poems proclaim: joy to be alive. And now we come to the last one. Here we have a book called No Lovelier Melody Ever Was Known. And the subtitle is A Month of 96 Poems. I wrote them in a month because it's my habit to write a poem a day anyway. That's my way of life. A month of 96 poems in Amphibrachic Tetrameter Catalectic. That's such fun because it sounds like, God knows what it sounds like, a new variety of COVID. In fact, we use these formal terms, technical labels in Greek, because the Greeks are the ones who taught us how to think about rhythm systematically. So, Amphibrachic Tetrameter Catalectic. An amphibrach is la. A tetrameter means we'll have 4 of them in each line. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. A catalexis means a shortened syllable, so instead of la, we'll have a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 instead of, and a 4 and, you see? So, that's it. I offer the first 4 poems in the book because they're all real short. It's as if I was doing little startup exercises to get me going, and I thought it was fun. It might be fun for you to experience that. This one I call Ancient Roman Poems, translated by me in reply to Jackson Talmage, a friend of mine on Facebook, with whom I used to play folk music when we were in our 20s. I was on fiddle. What did he play? The banjo, I think, and the guitar. Your fiddle is fretless. Don't ever you fret. Be tuneful and soon you'll feel better, I bet. Your coffee will aid you by perking you up. Just aim it correctly. Quit missing the cup. I wonder if the fiddler is drunk. There is a tune called the Drunkard's Reel, or is it Fiddler's Reel? The idea is to get through it if you can, because if you've had too many, you won't. Part 2 is equally jocular. It's called A1C. You know what that is? That's your diabetic sugar count. If you don't know what it is, good for you. But I have to keep track of it each day. I'm testing my sugar. It's 165. Oh, dreadful. Please help me. I need to survive. Let's try it a second time. 133. Well, that's a bit better. Be patient. We'll see. What next will appear? 'Tis 119. My mood is more cheerful. I'm downright serene. So don't be afraid of a voice crying, yikes! The tester who's patient will get what he likes. I didn't make that up. It's actually true. If I test myself more than once, I can often watch the numbers go down. Apparently, the machine doesn't particularly care to be shocked early in the morning. And then comes number 3. I call it Grecian earned. Behold, Amphibrachic Tetrameter Catalectic, a rabbit I pulled from the hat of magical rhythm to praise and to prize, enliven the ears and enlighten the eyes. You see how I can easily do this kind of thing at one a day, or 5 or 6 or 10 a day, because it satisfies a musical beat. When I get up in the morning, I'm usually hitting the mattress with my foot rhythmically because I want to get started with beats. Let's try now the last one I have for you. I call it Rosh Hashanah, which means New Year's. It celebrates the Jewish holiday. And here I didn't quite celebrate it by going to a service in the morning, but something most miraculous happened instead. I'll tell you, you'll see in a minute. With gratitude to Chabad Binghamton. Forgiveness for sin is the theme, New Year's Eve. As pardon's a thing that my dreams don't believe, I went to the service, the dinner, felt fine, then rested. A blessing, the fruit of divine. Get it? But wait, New Year's Day. I'm unwilling to rise. It feels like reward from the Lord when one lies, content with refreshment in life and in love. I cannot quite hear a critique from above. A knock at the door, and I ran in surprise. An Abraham angel appeared to mine eyes. We said the 2 blessings in Hebrew, and he 100 bright calls of the trumpet for me brought forth with the skill that distinguishes art. 'Twas holy, the shofar, to soul 'twill impart a pardon, a hint of the garden as well, where Abraham angels continue to dwell. Thank you for spending some time with me.